Thank you for joining me tonight.
Hey man, thanks for having me. Sorry I had to delay it a little bit, but you know.
Such is life, right?
Yeah, I'm stoked. Thanks. Yeah, such is life. There's been a lot of life going on lately.
Yeah.
A lot of heavy duty life stuff. Good stuff, bad stuff, it's all that.
That it's life. It fucking all gets like it all comes at you. It doesn't matter, you know?
Yes, I know. So if I start talking about something, start crying, don't mind me.
Oh shit.
Come here, Porky. Say hi to Porky. Come on.
Me too.
There's Pork Chop. You gotta say
Hey,
hi.
hi pork chop.
Say hi, Porky. Hey, you motherfucker. You sons of bitches out there. Porky, you can't talk like that. You better fucking Pork Chop.
I'm actually
Smile.
surprised. My cat's usually fucking right here next to me, and
Oh, nice.
I don't know where she is right now. She was like, "Fuck you, I'm out of here." Like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Taking the night off.
So, how excited are you for Planet Desert Rock Weekend?
Dude, I love John. I've known him forever now, and he knows how to throw a gig, man. He knows how to throw a party. He's a good dude. He knows good music. He gets good bands. Like, it's gonna be really rad. I can't even remember. We did something way back with House of Broken Promises, like the first time, like during Psycho Las Vegas, like the Thursday or something. We're like, man, let's throw a gig because there're gonna be people in town for that.
Yeah.
Let's give him something else to do. And it was fucking awesome. He's a good dude. I support anything he does.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be
It,
cool.
there's not many people who are going to put that much energy into something that into something like this, you know what I mean? Which makes it real
Yeah,
special.
absolutely. And it's bands from all over the UK, Europe, the States. So it's just not like the same old either. You know what I mean? It's cool. It's gonna be a really rad weekend. I'm stoked.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
We're gonna play a bunch of new music. It's like, it's gonna be a good time.
So are you guys recording new music?
We've already recorded a bunch. We're recording new stuff still. Like me and Mike are finishing up some other new songs. Like this is how I'll give you this is how we do it now these days because everybody's so busy. Like me and Mike will get together, I'll have the riffs, we'll start jamming it, figure out, a basic structure or the structure, and then send it to Colin, do your thing, Colin, or he'll come out, with jam a little bit, we'll refine, send it to him, you do your thing. Mark's in New Jersey, so we'll send him something, then he'll do his ideas, and then that's how I did these four new ones. And then when he was in town before he went to Europe or some shit, we tracked all the vocals. You know what I mean? Like bam, 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 bam. It went
Yeah.
really, really well. Because that's where I was always like, okay, this is gonna see if if this is gonna work. We can work in the studio together. You know what I mean? And we had a blast, and it came out badass. It was fun. It was really cool, man. And we got it done. Like we did, we only had like 2 days or something to do four songs or three, but and he puts like some cool melodies and harmonies and other parts in it. So, it's work. But we
Oh
knocked it
yeah.
out. Some of these new tunes me and Mike are gonna start laying down. We'll send it to him, and then maybe we'll do like this, zoom it. Hey, try this, try that. Boom, boom. That's rad. Do that. Oh, wait, start here. Boom, boom. And yeah, but
Uh,
we already send off a song to mix. Ulrich Wild, we had him mix one or probably two. And dude, so huge. You know who
Oh
he
yeah.
is?
No.
Do you know who Terry Date is?
Yep.
So Terry Date was like the dude in, like, I don't know, the 90s,
Yep.
Pantera, White Zombie. So Ehrlich was his engineer.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So he did all those records with him. Terry Date produced, Ehrlich was, engineer dude. They did it together. And super cool dude. And I mean, the first draft mix that he sent me back was like, dude, awesome. Little things, turn up the vocals a little bit, a little this, a little that. Very minor, but like just
Sure. It's
yeah.
hard to find that too. We, with I think with a lot of engineers, it's hard to find someone who can get it. It's never going to be, I think, perfect to everyone because, of course, it's
No,
personal preference. But for someone to get super close, we're like, oh, just this little tweak and that little tweak, and you're there. Like that's fucking huge.
little tweak. Yes, man, that is priceless. That's why you, that's why you have to spend the big money too. Like, I got another guy that's super badass too. Same thing. Like, because I'll do my rough mix. I like mixing, but I don't have the time. I'm not fast enough at it, and the way my brain works. So I do a rough mix, and I always love that. And I'm like, do that, and I just send that like, do this, just bigger and better. Add your flair and just big. And this guy's really good. This guy Alex, super badass too. Like, and he knocks it out. Um,
Fuck
like
yeah.
he did all of the new House of Broken Promises stuff, new record that I'm sitting on. I'm gonna get out that too, but right now he's got to focus on Unida. Because I did a ton of shit over, COVID, and then I took care of my mom for like 3, almost 4 years straight. Like, diapers every meal. Like that was my new gig. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So everything had to just like put on hold. You
Yeah.
know, because time I got, and then once it started opening up and going back to work and doing that, like I work at this theater out here, production staff. Uh, and dude, get up, go, breakfast, diapers, bathroom, boom, boom, go to work, do a show. It's a theater. It's like a posh 1,200 seat theater, symphonies, orchestras, Broadways, blue hair stuff. Cool. It's cool stuff too. And then get out of that after 12, 16 hours, go to my mom's,
Do
put
it
her to
all over
bed,
again.
diaper, this, that, that, go home, go to bed, do it all over again. Yeah, I was a zombie for a while, but happy to do it, but like heavy. Dude, that was heavy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
There's
I'm
like,
glad to do it. I had a new relationship with my mom. It was cool. Learned so much about our family I didn't know. You know what I mean? Like the the Spanish side of it more shit about my dad I never heard. You know what I mean? Like crazy stuff. Like what was that cop show? Adam 12 or some shit.
oh yeah, back
Like
at what was it,
like
70s, 80s?
yeah, dude, maybe yeah, but like maybe even earlier where my dad was a consultant on it because he was a cop. He was like a super cop.
Oh, cool.
And I'm like, what? Yeah, they went to like the premiere of it and all this shit. I'm like, what? I've never heard this story. That Pop was like a consultant on like Adam 12 or whatever, and you went to the opening and like what the? That's something I'd probably tell my kids or something. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's huge.
Never heard about it till. Anyway,
That's funny.
sorry, I
That
might go on like
no,
all kinds of
that's
tangents.
like I think that's really cool. So right now I'm like in a family like mindset because like I'm realizing like my dad died, I don't know, 11 years ago. My little brother died 5 years ago.
Uh, sorry.
My grandma died like right before my little brother died, and then my aunt died like 2 years later, and it was my dad's sister, and then like literally, what was it? What's today? The 5th. So day
Yeah.
before yesterday, I got a message from a cousin that I'm real close with. Another cousin passed away. He was late 50s, had a heart attack. They couldn't get a hold of him, and so they welfare check and found him had a heart attack and passed.
Wow. That's a lot. Yeah, man. We're at that age. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know, we're not 20, so it's like it's that it's we're at that age. There's a lot of that going on. It's crazy.
Yeah, dude, the mortality is like it's staring us right in the face. And you're just like, all right, I guess there's no better time to, like really go after everything that I want than now. Cause I can't wait until next week or next month or next year because
Yeah. I
there
mean,
there fucking might
you
not
s-
be that.
you still get sidetracked. I've been sidetracked, man.
Oh
For
yeah.
some reason, I've gotten sidetracked a couple times. I remember when my dad died. We're starting to talk about death and shit. That was a while ago. It was like, but dude, it's been thinking about it a lot lately. Like it was like 12 years
Yeah.
ago, or no, he died in 2012. And then my buddy Paul from Slipknot, best dude ever.
Yeah, Paul Gray.
I I've been missing that guy a lot lately. Where it's like about the same time. It was my dad, and then a month later, my grandma, who I was really close with. Man, I lived with my grandma all through high school. My grandma was the only person in the family she didn't disown. My grandma was like the Castilian Spanish, fucking spoke the proper Spanish, like um, what do you call it? Very proud. She was fluent in Spanish. She was speaking. People like, oh, hey, you're Mexican. She's like, no, Spanish. Like that was an insult. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
But she was rad anyway. It was like a month later. I'm like, and then we just like Mike's brother, Mike Cancino, Chad, who was my brother. Like Mike's family has always been more family than my own family.
Hmm.
So Chad was like the singer of our like just out of high school metal band. You know what I mean? Magic, where like we're just shredding and we would practice all day and we had our little rock band and we wrote all these songs and Mike's like, oh my brother, man, we need a singer. Like, hey man, my brother sings, man. He's moving back in the town from Fresno. He was in Fresno playing like in this Latin popular band and he's a badass singer. And we did all this. We were into like that was like our Racer X, Ozzy, it was some Dream Theater, like, and then Pantera, White Zombie, mold all that together. Like depending what era, like you can tell we were into like we would do Scarified from Racer. You know who Racer X is?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we learned Scarified and we played that at our shows and shit. But everything was like a little bit of Pantera, some Ozzy. It was rad. But he passed away. Like he had cancer, tore him up everywhere.
Dude.
Crazy.
Yeah, and it's like I just a good friend of mine, he was in the fucking hospital, he OD'd. And
Fuck.
so like I go and he was in a coma, so I go and I sit with his fucking wife. Like they're real good friends of mine. I
Yeah.
mean, he's such a good dude, man. Like I hate to see his struggles, but like so I'm sitting there with his wife and I talked to her and he didn't wake up while I was in the fucking hospital. So I like took off and probably a couple hours later he woke up and wife texted me and was like, "Hey, he's awake. He's doing good." I'm like, "Fucking awesome." So he calls me like the next morning. He's like, "Hey, dude, I'm getting out." I'm like, "Kick ass. Like quit doing that stupid shit.
Yeah,
What the
man.
fuck is wrong with you? Life is way too short, man.
Yeah.
We don't have fucking we don't
Or
have
you can't even take a chance anymore. Like,
right.
because whatever conspiracy you want to believe, like they're putting the shit that kills you in the stuff that you want to buy, and it's a crapshoot. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, unless I'm in fucking Peru and the guy brought it down from the mountain, I'm not gonna do any cocaine. You know
right.
what I mean? Like, and if you've done that, you don't want to do cocaine anymore anyway, unless it's that, because it's a whole different trip, man. Trust me. And like I had friends, like a good buddy of mine, photographer, worked for like freelance like Metal Hammer and Kerrang, all this guy Morat. But his wife, Masumi, who Masumi Max is?
Hmm.
So she died like what,
Yeah.
2 years ago now, a year ago?
Yeah,
Like,
I think like 2 years, yeah.
yeah, I mean, that's the classic example where like three people died. It was her, Jesse Jane, and her boyfriend. Because they're at AVN partying, oh, I see a little, and then boop, nope, done. Just having a good night at AVN or like Nam or something. You know what I mean? No, you're dead. Nope, no. It's
Yeah.
fucked up, dude. It's crazy. What was she like, 44 or something? Like,
Yeah, young dude. Like, and
yeah,
it's of course, growing up in the fucking 80s and 90s, very, very different than it is now.
yeah, yeah,
Luckily, we
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
have like cameras fucking everywhere and no one had
yeah,
cell phones. But
yeah.
fuck,
I
fuck
did
all
my
that.
partying in like the 2000s, um, and I'm glad I did it then because you still could, you know?
Yeah.
the whole, I mean, just everything, like changed. I mean, I don't want to do that anyway. I'm all about just get shit done. I've partied plenty in my
Yeah,
in my day. I don't need to party anymore. I mean, I like to
right.
have a cocktail, a glass of wine, beer, whatever. Not like back then anyway. I never had an issue. Maybe, I don't know. I like the party back then.
Well, and it's like it's such a fine line, right? Like,
It was the time to do it. Like Unida, we were, doing our record and touring and playing. It was fucking awesome. And then that went to hell. And then I did like a big left turn, not a left turn, but like that's when I started teching for Paul. He hit me up and said, "Hey man, we're doing this European tour. Come tech for me." I'm like, "I've never tech, but I love gear. I know what to do." Sure. And like, because we were waiting around in that era.
yeah.
And thank God he did that. He saved my ass because like we were just waiting around. It was like almost 2 years of waiting around, and I wasn't doing anything.
Was
I
that
was
like
just,
around the For the Working Man era?
yeah, man, that was like 2002, four, I don't know, something like that. I think four is when I started doing shit with him. Uh, yeah, early's, mids, 2000. So I was recording the first House of Broken Promises stuff and paid for all that. And then, it was like crazy. We're like, dude, I have like $500 in my bank account. I had money, but I sat around for 2 years and I literally didn't do anything to like make more money. I was just like waiting, going to sushi every day, drinking like a case of beer and a bottle of shitty tequila. You know what I mean? Like it
Yeah.
was a fucked up, like I think about it more now where it fucked us up to a point. I didn't think so. A good thing about it is it made me want and learn how to do everything. You know what I mean? Like we need a studio. I'm tired of going to whatever and I built a studio. You know what I mean? And I learned Pro Tools. Okay, you know what? I need to know I'll learn Pro Tools. We need artwork. Oh, I love artwork. I'll learn Photoshop. Sure, I'll learn Photoshop. Do all the shit. Oh, it's great. I do the posters. It's great. Movie editing, this camera. So I like that because there are some people in this business where they kind of stay that dinosaur and they don't learn those things
Yeah.
because that
Yeah.
helps you so much. The industry changed where, if you know what you're doing it right, you can do it yourself and have that creative freedom that you want or this or that. You know what I mean? It's a two-edged sword too, where like I've sat here and like finger fuck shit till all end of time and just because you can, and sometimes maybe you're just too neurotic or perfection, but like it's never, you can get
Right.
close, but like I've learned to like fuck that. That's nobody's gonna hear the minute little thing that I'm hearing, but you know what I mean? Like,
Or that one person is, but who gives a shit?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Or it's some other audio file, whatever. Like, hey, I want to put that. I don't give a fuck anymore. It's just get it out, get it out, get it. I've been
Yeah.
sitting on so much stuff. It's just like, no, now, and you know what? It's some weird, strange, cosmic God way, whatever it may be. It's better now to do it. It's a weird thing, which is cool.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's like everything comes, like you said, cosmic or whatever. I always look at like everything will come to light or come to fruition when it's time for it.
Yes,
Whatever that
yes.
is,
And
however.
sometimes some things are late. There's late bloomers. There's late this. You know what I mean? And like I've come to realize that because that's kind of been a a thorn in me too. Is I've gotten sidetracked from focusing getting things done to help other people or just in a situation where like it wasn't conducive to getting shit done.
Yeah.
Getting it done, but not at the pace that I wanted to, you know.
Yeah.
Relationships, stuff like that, where it's like, you know, hey, I got to go home and work on stuff. You know what I mean? I can't just, anyway. It's a whole nother.
That, yep, that it's a whole nother world right there.
That's a whole nother world, and it was rad. You know, relationships are tough. They're a lot of work. Uh, but this is about music. But now it's like,
Music
okay, cool.
relationships are tough too.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's another marriage.
Yeah,
That's why I said I was so stoked that when me and Mark tracked those vocals and worked on it, and we just got nitty gritty and I came up with stuff, try this, try that, wait here. Dude, it came out so good, man. It was so good. So
so
um,
how much do you guys have recorded right now?
6 new ones. And then me and Mike hopefully are gonna get these other two figured out, mapped out. And there'll be 8. And
Gonna
then we have there's these 4 songs with John Garcia that we recorded in 1997 that we never did anything with. Like it was like literally the very first thing we recorded, I think. And it's cool as shit. But it's just, it's like it's super low, fucking heavy, trippy. But I had the tapes. It did the whole like you gotta bake the tape, that whole thing.
Yep.
Yeah, when 2-inch tapes get old, you gotta bake them, and then you have that one last chance to like transfer it. So I did that, had it mixed. Um, John wants to fix one thing. I'm just like, it's awesome, but so we're gonna do that, and then put this shit because that's gonna give it some buzz, and then we'll put all this new stuff, and then John really wants to do like a show too, where Mark sings, John sings, play new shit, old shit, for like the release of that. So a lot of things cool happening, working on it, getting it done. You know,
Yeah, that's cool. That sounds like it would be a really cool fucking show. Have both the guys like
I
back
think
and
that'd be
forth.
fun
Like,
as hell.
holy
Yeah,
fuck.
man, or whatever. Like whoever, like sing those and then sing those, dude. It'll
Yeah.
be fun. It'll be fun. And you know what? People would love it because that's one thing. When I started doing this without John and got Mark, talked to Mark about it, and like I think our first show on that tour was in Spain, and I'm like, man, like people gonna come to this, like, and dude, it was like 300 kids. I mean, people our age too, but there was a lot of kids. It's like, wow, dude, losing their mind. It was great. They they found us, on the internet. They loved it. It was really cool, and the whole thing was like that. So it was like nice.
Hell yeah.
People just want to hear the music. So
That 100%.
yeah,
And they want to hear the music live.
yes. And I want to play the music live, and because that's just like mm, you add that live fucking stank to it, and it's just like you know better than the record.
Yeah. Yeah, I've always been that guy that like I can like a band on record, but if I go to see them live and they don't at least do as good or better
Yeah,
than the
man.
record, I'm like, I'm so fucking
Th-
disappointed, you know?
that's the bummer. Like slightly stupid. I work for this band. I do the tech thing still as well. But slightly, you ever heard of Slightly Stupid?
Oh yeah, they're all over the place.
Dude, great guys, badass. But that's what's cool about them is like I listen to their records, and dude, they pale in comparison to them live. Them live is like, dude, they are so badass at what they do, and fucking the groove, the pocket, the this, like the drummer Rimo, like everybody's just like, fuck. Kyle's like the savant, crazy dude. They all just kill it. It's so cool.
That's cool as fuck. You
Yeah.
know,
But then I listen to their records. I'm listening to the record. I'm like, the fuck is this? It's more like programmed drums. I'm like, dude, fucking put like
yeah.
when they play whatever song, it's like, dude, live, it's like,
You know, my there's a band out of Nashville called Howling Giant, and I tried to listen to them recorded, and I'm like, yeah, I mean it's okay, right? It's not like it's not terrible, but I'm not gonna seek it out. But they played a show, they played Legalize Lex last year, and I caught it, and I was just like, their live show, I was fucking blown away. And now,
Nice.
like it,
What
like
was uh what was cool about it?
um, it was really fucking just all encompassing. Like the guys, everyone in the band, fantastic musicians. The the sound, maybe the sound was perfect in the room. There was just a
Mm.
whole mix of shit, and they're entertaining, right? Like they're not just like stand there and play kind of guys. They fucking get,
Yeah, absolutely. Oh,
you
awesome.
know.
I'll look that up. I love that because like that's always my goal is like just live, man. Just it just takes you over and like
Yeah.
and I like to put let's give these people a show, man. Let's rock. You know what I mean? Let's have fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not doing it fake, but like just like I want to just live and breathe this music too, and like this is what it does, and it's like I love it.
They
That's
did
like
a they did a
I
fucking
love the
cover of
studio stuff,
Godzilla.
but oh, rad,
Yeah, it was
rad,
like, that's fucking it ended their set. I don't think it was that night. I've seen them like 3 or 4 times since. And it's like every time they come around, I'm going to fucking see them because
nice.
they're just fucking
I like Fu
great.
Manchu's Godzilla
Oh
version. That's
yeah.
pretty good. How was there? Still slow and heavy or faster?
Oh, it was slow and heavy, dude. It was
Nice,
fucking great. Yeah. Those dudes, just such good dudes. So the night you guys play at Planet Desert Rock Fest, um, I was just looking at it. You guys got Sons of Arrakis, whatever it is. I don't even know. Um, they're fucking great though. I don't know how to say it. They
nice.
they
Neither do
crush
I.
though. You got Mr. Bison and Samavayo too.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
That's gonna kill. Are you guys just planning on being there for that Thursday night, or are you planning on staying all
I'm gonna
weekend?
stay the weekend. Yeah, I'm
Cool.
gonna stay because I'm gonna help John out with. I'm gonna bring some gear. I'm gonna
Get
bring some
here.
gears. I'm gonna bring some gear. Uh, for the international band. So guitars, basses, stuff like that. So they have good gear to play instead of lugging their shit.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna leave like Sunday morning or something.
cool.
Yeah,
It
drive back.
it goes until Monday
Yeah, but I gotta get back to doing things.
to life. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I got a lot. I'm like this the yeah.
Yep. So
And
with
you know what? That's about as long as I can handle Vegas anyway. 3 days, dude. Thursday, Friday. Yeah, man. That's like 3 days is my limit where I'm like, fuck this. I like my space too. I have like a certain what do you call it? Social capacity that I
oh
can
yeah,
take. You know what I mean? Like when I come back from tour, touring's great. I love it. You're in the bus, working, whatever. There's 10 other people or like in a van. But when I get back, like I gotta decompress. You know what I mean? Like just I have to decompress.
my wife's like that.
Whatever you call that, the introvert, extrovert, this, like I gotta every so often just,
Yeah, I think
you know.
everyone does. There's a time.
No,
I
everyone does not.
Nah, that's I don't. I think you're wrong. I think everyone does. Not
Uh,
not to
mm,
maybe not to the extent that like you or my wife needs to. Like we went out one night. Let's see, she worked and then we went out one night. We went to go see Mastodon and we come home. We were out of town overnight. We come home and I'm like, hey, like what was it? Oh, New Year's Eve. Like, hey, New Year's Eve, let's, have a couple of people over. She's like, fuck no. I don't want to people at all. I just want to fucking
nice.
sleep. I'm like, okay, I get it, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, that's good. She's on it. That's what I would say, but then I would get shit for that or something. But that's being honest, because yeah, she's probably that introvert type where
Oh yeah.
you love socializing. I do. I love it. But then there's a point where it's like, dude, I am done. I need a day, two, three to just do my thing. You know what I mean? Like get in here, paint this, do nothing, work on guns, tinker. I don't know,
Right.
you know, do something weird, fun that's just calms the brain and decompress. And then you
And
come back and you're happier. You know what I mean? Because if you don't, then it builds up and you get like,
yeah, then it causes fights and
in
all
my
kinds of
experience,
shit.
in my experience, yeah, because I had a situation where it was that where like they're very 24/7 nonstop everything, and like I was rad, I loved it too, but you're not getting things that you need to get done.
Right.
You know, there is that like, yeah, man, let's we got to get up and go do this.
Yeah. Got shit to do. And
Yeah,
it doesn't fucking stop. That's the thing that kills me
yeah.
going to shows. Like I'll go to as many shows as I possibly can, and then my day starts the next morning at, typically about 5. So I'm like out until 12, 1, 2, and then come home, take a nap, and then start working.
Is there a lot of shows where you at? I like going to shows too. Like the only show that I was excited about going recently, because I work shows. No, but I went was I still went and saw the Antwoord in LA at the Bellwether. And I love them. They were rad. It was cool. That venue's rad. It's like 2,500 uh
Capacity.
capacity, open floor, but they have like a balcony, and it was really cool. And they even have this like big patio with couches and a big screen and a bar out there. We're like, dude, I even got to the point where like, man, I don't know this fucking song. I'm not in this song. I'm gonna go get a drink and sit on that couch and watch it in there. And I went out on the patio. It's nice,
That's
comfy
cool.
couch, got a drink, chill the fuck out, watching the show still. And then I'm like, oh, I love this song, and then ran back in
Go
when it was
back in.
something I knew. You know what I mean? Like whatever, dad rock it out, whatever it is. But it's like I like some creature comforts. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, we do
Standing, yeah, maybe I'm spoiled, but like standing out there forever. I went too early where like I thought it was just them. Maybe I didn't look at it right. I don't know. I usually know how it goes, but it was like got there too early, and there was a DJ before them for like an hour or 40 minutes, 45 minutes. I was like, what? So I'm just like, after I've been in LA all day hanging out with my buddy Rick Kosick, who he did the House of Broken Promises videos, and he's probably gonna help with the Unida one. I haven't seen him in a while. I'm like, dude, let's have lunch, and we just
Yeah,
hung out all
photographer,
day.
videographer, right?
Yeah, he's the shit. And we went to the Guitar Center and this, and just drove around, had food, and went to El Compadre. And I tripped out, man, because I used to love hanging out in LA and driving everywhere I used to hang out and go. Dude, LA is like decimated. Like everything, talking like Hollywood. Boarded up, been boarded
Yeah.
up is all fucking weathered. Like it's like it was sad where I was like, wow, man. Fuck. I'm glad I came out here and had a good time back when it was still a good time, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah,
And even
last
he's like, oh yeah, dude, LA's fucked right now. It's like, who bought all this shit? They're sitting on it and they're gonna wait for something, and then they're gonna do an expansion or something. Because everything is like every corner is like that strip mall on like Highland and whatever, like that, just all that kind of things, man. It's a trip.
Yeah, it's wild. We went out for the Mr. Bungle Melvin Spotlight show at the
Oh,
Palladium.
rad,
Just
dude, that's rad.
like
How was that?
that was a cool fucking venue. Um,
Palladium's dope. I've done, dude. I worked when I was touring with Slipknot. We did Slipknot at the Palladium, and this was when they were like, huge already. They were
yeah,
blown out. I guess that would be like, yeah, that was like maybe Subliminal Verses, maybe even Iowa. But it was like, what? Because they wanted to play there. I mean, they could have sold whatever forum or whatever, you know what I mean? But like
yeah,
they wanted to play. So it was a trip trying to pack all their shit. That's where I first saw them too, which is crazy. Because back when you needed to sign Sony, we were doing our record at Sound City and talking to Siobhan, I was coming in. Because like Ben Harper was there and he was there for a couple of days. He just finished and he bailed and we came in. She's like, oh, this band Slipknot. I'm like, Slipknot? the fuck, Mike, who the fuck Slipknot? It's like, oh, it's crazy band, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, man. And I went, I remembered I had, like, I used to get Kerangs mailed to me, and they had, like, I got a sampler CD, and Slipknot was on it, Wait and Bleed, like some other mix. And I listened to it, I'm going, what the fuck is this? I go, it's cool, it's crazy. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Same thing like when I first heard Korn, like, what the fuck is this? And I'm like, all right. And then funny enough, they were playing the Palladium. I'm like, Mike, we gotta go see these guys. They're gonna come in the studio, check out this song. It's crazy. What the fuck? Me and Mike went, and dude, it was fucking nuts. But then I was like, too, like, hey, what do those guys do? They just run around and scream? Is that all they do? Bang on those things?
Bang on
Is that
trash
all?
cans and shit. Like, what's going
Is
on?
that what they do? I go, that's cool. But I mean, their intro and all that. Oh, dude, it was fucking. And then they came in, we met them, and they're all super cool. And I instantly bro down with Paul and Joey, and like just instantly nonstop, dude. What? And they knew who we were. They're big Caius fans, Unida fans. I'm like, what? It was such a fucking amazing time and cool because everybody was cool as shit. You know, when
Yeah.
they were doing Iowa, and
They're
every night, like, hey man, you almost done? Oh yeah, man, a couple more things, I'm done. And we'd bail a rainbow and hang out, talk music all night, and it was cool.
Yeah, that's cool as shit.
Yeah, Paul was a good dude. I just put I re we call them our battle vests, when we our rock vests.
Yep.
And a friend of mine sent me, good friend of mine, she sent me a shirt of Paul that she had found, and so I cut it out and
For the back
sewed it
patch.
on. Yeah, sewed it on my backpack. So I always carry a picture with them of him with me. You know what I mean? Like when I tour, I put it in my vest. Like best dude ever. Look at that smile.
Yeah.
And that's him when he was playing bass in Unida. We did like a West Coast tour. Like, you know,
2003. Yeah.
yeah, mega, biggest band in the world, but he jumped in this van and it was awesome. You know, crazy story because he was all fucked up. Like he thanked me later, saying to me, "Hey man, thank you, man, because if you didn't invite me to play bass with you guys and do that tour and all," he's like, "I'd probably be dead." Because he was, home. They weren't doing anything at that time. He's home doing the stuff, getting in trouble. I'm like, yeah, dude. So that whole tour was like this crazy, like rehab tour where like, it got him away from people that he needed to be away from. And he was hurting a little, but like, he persevered, and we played Rad Rock every night. It was cool shit.
Yeah. Dude, that's wild. That
Rehearse, rehearsing. He stayed here with me and we'd rehearse every day. And like, it was crazy, dude. Like, it was crazy.
it's good you got those fucking memories.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Man, it was very special. I'm very thankful that that dude was in my life. Um, he was like just the biggest ball of love and joy and so talented, dude, because he wrote all that shit, man. Him and Joey, like, they were Slipknot.
Yeah.
Like, they wrote all that shit, dude. Like, if they were doing a new song and, sound check, and they'd go to Paul, hey, Paul, how's that? He'd be like, oh, it's like this. Grab the guitar, flip it upside. It's like this. Oh, okay. Those guys were the shit. But you know what? When you're like that, dude, you shine so fucking bright, and then you're not around that long. It sucks, man.
Well, yeah. I mean, what do they say that the nicest people or the people who help the most are the people who have the most problems.
Yeah, he had that demon, and he would be good. Like that was rad about him too. Like when he got to a point, I remember we did this one tour, and I went to the band. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? You all see this? Like, when are we gonna do something? Like, I've been telling you guys, like, this dude's fucked up. He's gonna die on fucking stage. Like, he needs fucking help. When's the fucking intervention? Um, what the fuck? Like, oh my God, come on. And then we finally did. And he was always like, okay, you're right. Let's go. And he would go. He wouldn't be like, no, I'm cool. He'd be like, okay, Paul, you're fucked up. You're going to rehab. Okay, let's go. And he'd go, and then he'd be good for, 3, 4 years. We did that when they were doing Subliminal Verses. I was there at at the Houdini Mansion and all that. So I was always there. And that was that era too, where like they weren't happy as a band either. I don't think nobody really that was like a dark record. Nobody really talked, kind of hang out. So you know what I mean? They
Yeah.
got big in Iowa and this and that, egos. It was crazy. Maybe that's why it's such a good record too. But he got a little crazy around then too. That same thing, like, hey man, I went and got Sid. Sid, man, like, dude, look, I found his stash he had hidden over here, and like, I'm like, dude, we got a couple other guys. Paul, what the fuck? Tears shed. Boom. Next day or that night, like, we took him to what's that? Dr. Drew. We took him to
Oh,
that dude's place.
yeah.
Yeah, and he'd be like, all right, yep, you're right, let's go. I used to, I used to go visit him there. Remember the first time I went, and like, you go, it's all trippy, nice and shit. And I go hang out. And then his fucking roommate, you know who his roommate was?
Who?
Scott Weiland.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, hey, this is Scott. We're talking, bench outside, and Scott Bells. I'm like, oh man, do you need that guy as your fucking roommate? Like, what the fuck? Oh, he's cool, man. No, he's chill. But he tells me like, oh, they got busted because Scott Weiland was like having drugs snuck in.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like, I'm like, dude, what the fuck, man?
I
What
think
are
I
you
think
doing?
the last show that Scott Weiland played was here in Louisville.
Oh wow. But I mean, he came out and he was good. It's just that he had that demon, dude. He had a tough life. Like, his parents were both junkies. His mom cleaned up. That's why they went to Iowa. She's like, dude, they lived in Venice Beach, bro. Like back in the
Right.
day, like gnarly, man. And like his dad was crazy and an addict and just crazy shit like that, where like, oh, his like dad hung himself and he found him and they had a fight earlier in that day. So like the last things they said to each other was like they were fighting. Fuck
Oh,
you. I hope
yeah.
you die.
Have
Crazy
that
shit like that, dude.
have that fucking weight on your shoulders.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Crazy shit. Like he told me that story and I'm like, fuck. Like they got in a fight. Fuck you. And he bailed. And then when he came back, he said, yeah, tough, crazy shit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, that's heavy, dude. Like, how do you
Fuck yeah,
get
it is.
past that? And you had that demon, and sadly, it took him down. But
A lot of good memories surrounding him though, and
dude, he was such
that's what fucking
yeah.
matters.
He's shown bright, and there's so much good things, and to remember him by, and ours, like he's everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Fuck yeah. All right.
music, people, friends, yeah,
We got to get on some happy shit.
yeah. It's just that this is all happy too. Like I love talking about that dude.
Yeah.
It's not, you know what I mean? Like I'll talk about him all day long. I might shed a tear too, but like it is love and happiness. But yeah, sure. What do we got?
That's
Let's go.
yeah. Nice. So is
Yeah.
there a band over Planet Desert Rock Weekend that you are really looking forward to checking out?
You know what? I want to see everybody and everything. I want to support. Dude, I love John again. I can't rave about that dude enough because he's a true dude. He does it because he loves music, not because he's
Mhm.
making mad dough at it. He loves music. He loves the scene. Like he does it right. If there is more of him everywhere in your local area, like, dude, music would thrive again. You know what I mean? Because he is bringing good bands together in one spot.
Yeah.
And you know what? Vegas is a good. There's cheap flights from everywhere to go to fucking Vegas.
Yeah, there
You
is.
know? Yeah.
They're like, just get
So
here and spend all your
yeah,
fucking money. We'll take it all.
totally. Here's the $100 flight. And yeah, absolutely. Tourism, gamble. I mean, dude, there's a ton more to do. I used to not like Vegas, and then I finally figured Vegas out. Dude, there's a ton more to do than the strip and all that bullshit. Like,
Oh
there's
yeah.
lots of rad nature shit. It's not that far. There's crazy good food. There's cool hidden fucking every kind of, hidden bar and
I'm looking forward to
eatery
the
and
fucking punk rock museum.
yeah, 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 stuff like that, dude. Absolutely. Even the neon sign graveyard, like, dude, I love that shit. There's
I'm gonna have to go check that out. Son of a bitch.
the haunted, like the guy with the curios things. It has all like the serial killer shit and
Oh yeah.
I forget his name, but that place, like
There's
there's good stuff, and
I think
even
there's
that
like
old school downtown is they've done a lot to like make it cool and hip and
that's cool.
yeah,
I'm gonna have to check some of that out. Last time, so I've only done Vegas a couple of times, and the last time we just kind of drove through. We went to we took the kids on a fucking 2 week trip around the country. So
nice.
so it was like we'd drive for a day, we'd go somewhere, we'd check some shit out, move on. We spent I think the two places we spent the most time was someplace in Utah between Zion and Bryce National
Wow.
Parks. And then we spent a few
Like
days.
camping?
We were in a cabin.
Oh, nice, dude. I love
Um,
cabins.
yeah, it was fucking cool. And then we did 3 or 4 days in Palm Springs at my cousin's house.
Nice. Next time, hit me up. I'll tell you all the cool spots.
All right. Yeah,
Yeah.
it worked out really well. So she actually my cousin lives in right outside of San Fran. Maybe she lives in Oakland. Maybe she lives in San Fran. I don't really recall. But they've got a second home in Palm Springs. And whenever, she's like, if you just want to go out there, just let me know. It's yours. I'm like, all right, cool.
Rad. That's cool, man. Yeah,
I got,
Palm Springs, especially right now, dude, is like pristine, beautiful. It's even a little warm. Like you can still pool weather, but like it's why all the rich old people come here. You know what I mean? Like right now is snowbird heaven.
oh yeah.
Yeah, it's everybody where it's snowing. They're here right now and clogging up the traffic and shit.
Yeah, we went out in July, so it was 118, I think, during the day. Like
Yeah.
jump in the pool for like 10 minutes, like, okay, I think I've cooked myself enough. Go back to the
Yeah.
AC.
It's like soup, cock soup.
Yeah, it's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Uh um have you who on the weekend do you know the least about?
Um, you know what? I gotta say, probably everybody, because in all reality, like I always go and listen. I haven't had a chance yet to what John's doing and what bands he has on. I've listened to I've talked to a couple of bands because we're talking about backline and I'm gonna make pedal boards for everybody or not everybody, like you know,
Couple of pedal boards.
a couple of pedal boards, a bass pedal board. So everybody has tuners and an overdrive and a phaser and a flange and a wah, whatever they need, as much as I can do within reason. So it's like works for everybody, and then I can bring some other shit, add this, add that. Uh and I've listened to it. It's cool shit. But like I really don't listen to say any of that or a lot of rock. Like I listen to so much different stuff all the time. Like what am I listening to right now? Like it varies where like I won't even listen to rock for months. Like it will just be, Motown
Oh, all right.
because I'll just get so enthralled and with that. You know what I mean? Like watching a documentary about like Muscle Shoals and all that, where all this rad stuff was done, or about Motown and Hitsville and all that, and then listening to those records and listening to the Stevie Wonder record where there's two drummers on that song, and you put on headphones, you can hear they're both playing the same but different shit. One's Spider Webb, one's I forget the other guy's name, and like weird nerd stuff like that, where put on the headphones, listen. Oh, there's two drummers panned left and right and that together is what's giving them that groove. And then he's doing this with that and that organ, and that was this, and he's doing the bass on that with that.
They always did some really cool shit with those old records, man. They had a
Dude.
they didn't have the parameters to work with that obviously that we have now. So they were
Yeah.
doing shit like you had to double track drums, having two drummers play one left, one right, so you can fucking
Or just
get in
having
there.
that creative thought of like having two drummers
Yeah.
for this song. Because it's not the whole record, it's that song.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, Signed, Still Delivered. Like I I can listen to that song. I'll go through phases where I'll listen to that song all day or something. Like one day I'll just listen to that song. There's certain songs that are like that. Like another song for me right now that I want to cover is Missing Persons, this like live version of Destination Unknown. I mean, of course I'm gonna rock it out or whatever, but there's just this version that I found on YouTube that's just like it resonates with me. I've listened to that 1,000 times. Like I will listen, same thing. Like I'll just listen to that song all day. What is that? I'm neurodivergent. Let me self-diagnose myself.
I think that's what
Uh,
they call it, but I do the same
that's what
thing.
the kids are calling it. Yes. So I'm all that for sure. I've got OCD, ADD. I got all the D's and that, and but I love it. It's so cool. Like I did a cover of Katy Perry's "Kiss the Girl," but I made it heavy as fuck and changed one word, made "Kiss" killed, and then dude didn't change any of the other lyrics. My buddy Michael Keith, who did the original HOBP stuff, um, sang it, and it's just all like stalker, serial killer. All the lyrics make sense now that you just say "I killed a girl." I'll send you a mix of it. It came out rad. It's gonna be
Hell
dope.
yeah. That's
That's
fucking
gonna be
cool.
for my solo record, and I covered "Beat It," and I'm gonna do the Missing Persons one too because it's just a cool riff. I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, I can make that heavy rock. And my friend Jessica Von Rabbit, check her out. She's badass. She's like the high desert Lady Gaga. She hates that, but like her stuff's like dance, electro, pop rock, super cool.
Right on. What was
But
your
I want to
first
have her sing that song.
what was your first concert?
Adam Ant and
Huh.
In Excess in 1981 or 3 at the College of the Desert Gymnasium. I was what, 11 or 13, something like that. I think 11. I went with my sister. But yeah, it was In Excess before they blew up.
Yep.
Because I played saxophone in middle school and high school. And I remember going like, oh, fuck, there's a sax player in this band. Dude, that's rad. But then watching, I'm like, yeah, that's cool. But now I'm a fucking guitar. Yeah. So I always
Hell
wanted
yeah.
a guitar. My parents rented me a saxophone, and I did all that through middle school and high school until I got my own little job and bought my own fucking guitar. But I always wanted a guitar. That's where it started.
I'm gonna do it now, damn it.
Well, it was like, I'll tell you the story quick. I mean, it's a happy story. Don't worry. Like, I was in high school. I started playing guitar way late. I was in high school. I had my little job at like Kmart or something. Yeah, Kmart. And my neighbor, his dad, uh, built cars and drag raced them, like Mustang Mach 1s. He
Oh
like
yeah.
hot rodded one out, like drag race. So he would, we live way on the boonies and thermal, and he'd test it out and go, competition drag race. But he had this like 19, whatever, 67 Mustang California Special, if you know what those are. They only made so many. It's got the different tail lights. It had a fin, California Special on the side. Sick, dude. But he had one like almost restored. It was like primered and stuff, but engine good, all that shit. And he wanted like $1,500, dude. That thing's probably worth fucking 100,000 now. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. 60, 80, easy. But I had saved up $500, for my little job. I'm like, dude, here's the $500. Keep the car. Here's the money. Give me like, I don't know, whatever, 2, 3 more months, and I'll pay you the rest. And he was a dick. And he wouldn't do it. He's like, no, I don't need all the money, man. I'm like, dude, I'm your neighbor. Like, what the f I live right there. Like, I play with your kid every fucking when we were kids, like he wouldn't do it. And I was like, fuck, because I was taking auto body and it's got my cool because dude, I could paint it. Dude, how fucking badass. Anyway, so instead of the car, I called Mike. I'm like, Mike, I'm gonna go buy a guitar. Like he knew anything about this guitar. He's a fucking drummer. And I went to the local music store. It's called Aloha Music, little tiny little hallway place. And I fucking went in there. I'm like, hey man, I want to buy a guitar. He's like, how much money you got? You got? I'm like, I got $500. He's like, this one right here is $500. And it like totally burned me. It was like this Westone. I mean, it didn't matter. That's what got me started. But I could have got something cooler. Uh, and then started playing guitar. I'm like, fuck it. So
But you know,
pretty trippy.
it's funny how that shit happens. Like, oh, I got 500
Yeah,
bucks.
man.
Cool, this one's 500 bucks.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Dude, I was like, as a kid,
Yeah.
like, oh, okay. Well, what about that one? I like that one better. Like, no, this one's $500.
Yeah.
Boom, here you go. Case, everything. Yeah, I played the fuck out of that thing, man. I played the fuck out of that thing.
Oh yeah.
It
So what
got
do you
the side, but go ahead.
I was gonna say, what do you play now?
I play Gibson Les Paul Customs. My main one that I played forever now is a 1989 Gibson Les Paul Custom Oxblood, which is actually the rarest color, not silver burst. You don't see. I've never even seen another Oxblood, but I got it in my favorite little pawn shop out here. It was all beat up, broken. Like the headstock was broke, the body was broke. Somebody beat somebody with it or something, and it was in there for a while. And they wanted a bunch of money. I'm like, eh. Then it went down. Then it went down. Then it went down. And I went in there and I was like, I buy all the shit in there all the time. So I'm like, dude, what's the deal with this guitar? It's all fucked up. It's all broken. Like, ah. He's like, oh, what do you give me? I'm like, because they wanted like 2 grand and then like 16, then 8. I think it was at 8. Dude, this is like 20 years ago, man. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, give me $400. He's like, all right, dude. I like went to the ATM, came back with $400 and just fixed it. Glued the headstock, had that fixed, glued the body, that broke again, glued it again, put some screws in it. I don't give a fuck. Dude, the thing sounded and played like, oh, it was like the one. The pickup was perfect. It's it's actually the very first pickup EMG ever made. If you want to get nerdy, which is their version, like in 1978 was their version of a P90,
Mhm.
but in a normal pickup form. And that's what's in it. So like it was just like not, it wasn't an 81. I don't like those. Like it had tone and just like just enough. It was dude just oh. So then I had to hound the internet when there was internet and find so they still make them. I'm like, nope, I want the ones from 1978. I don't know
Right.
why. OCD, like they're supposed to be a little noisier even, but like that one sounds amazing. I don't give a fuck. Like they probably make them different now. It's going to sound different now. Let me try to find those. I found like 3, 4 more and put them in. Like I have a white Les Paul Custom in '99. Put that in there. I'm like, oh, finally, like similar to the tone. You know what I mean? Instead of it
Yep.
being a drastic difference, at an 85 in there, close, but like, oh, I'm like, oh, there it is. Finally, fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
What else I put it in? I put it in something else. Oh, I have a Gibson traditional. I put it in. You play guitar?
I did for a lot of years and I
Oh,
haven't
okay.
played.
So you understand the tech nerd
Oh
talk we're
yeah.
getting into right now. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
For all you
My
listeners out there.
my when I left my ex, we'd been together 8 or 9 years. I left. All my plan was I gotta go get a place and I'm coming back to get my equipment. She got
She
rid of all
sold all
my
your shit.
she did.
Oh my God.
Um I
Wow.
had a I had a custom, a Les Paul
Shut
custom.
the fuck. And that, wow.
It was
Wow.
white pearl inlays, gold
What did
hardware,
she like? How did you handle that? Like, how soon did she do it? Did you leave it there
quick.
for 5 years?
No, dude, like 2 weeks gone.
Oh my gosh, probably sold it for like nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna
Wow.
come get my shit. She's like, oh, someone broke in and stole it. And I'm like, no, they fucking didn't.
Oh,
I
wow.
fucking
Even
know better than that.
shady.
Yeah,
Even shady.
yeah.
Oh,
So
that's
like
fucked up.
at that point I was like, you know what? I probably lost.
Did you
Um
think she would do that?
no, I really didn't. Um,
Wow.
but she did, and I'm like, oh, I
I mean, I
think
would at least taken that Les Paul Custom with you.
hindsight, right? Um,
Yeah, yeah, that sucks, man.
but like when I left, I fucking flew on a plane and I was like, I took everything I fucking could
Oh, wow.
carry. So I'm like, I'm out
Yeah.
of here. But I think it's about 50,000 worth of equipment that she
Ugh.
got rid of. She probably sold it off for like a grand or something. But
Yeah,
that for
totally.
me, I was like, okay, I fucking I need to like not get so involved in equipment and figure out what's going on. And I've got, I don't know, 4 or 5 guitars now, and I don't have the oomph to play. I fucking love listening. I love, talking music. I love going to shows, and that's
Yeah. Yeah, man, we need people like you because then you do things like this.
yeah. And
Yeah, it's all
I
good.
get my kids out to fucking shows, which is really freaking cool to see them like interact and see bands that they really enjoy and introduce them to, bands that you don't hear on the fucking radio. Like, hey, go check this out. And they're like, oh,
Yeah, yeah,
I just took my son to see this band Blessed Black out of Cincinnati. They fucking they're so good, dude. Just they're really good dudes, and musicianship is fucking phenomenal. So he like stands there, and the look on his face watching him, I'm like, that's what I like to
yeah.
see. Like, fuck yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome.
So
I mean, good for you. That's being a good dad as well, man.
it's
That's
fun.
awesome.
It's fun as shit.
Yeah.
Fun as shit. What kind of surprises do you guys have in store for Planet Desert Rock
Well, if I
weekend?
tell you, then it's not a surprise.
I know.
We're gonna play music. We're gonna play old music. We're gonna play new music. We're gonna
Oh
play
yeah.
probably like four new songs, like that nobody's here. I mean, we played them in Europe. So that's rad. Like we're doing like in Europe, we did King. That's off that Sony record. That's a cool one. That's we haven't played since fucking back when.
Yeah.
And Mark does a killer shot. It gets, dude, it comes out really rad. That's fun spot. Um, we've been playing this song called "Sweet Surprise." That's the mix that I got from Urich, dude. It's just, I love it. It's cool. It's like it's kind of epic-y, but it's just. I sent it to my buddy, this Romanian band. They toured with us. I said, "Hey, man, I'm gonna send it to you. Let me tell you, I know you'll, good dude, knows good music. I know he'll tell me like." This is this, this is this. Like, here you go. And he's like, dude, it was like he loved it. And dude, it was Queen with Led Zeppelin and Van Halen.
Holy
And I'm like,
shit.
exactly. I'm like, exactly. Because I love, dude, I love that. And that's that song is I did intentionally, unintentionally. We're just like, that was part when I was like, dude, I'll get into Queen. Like, I'll listen to Queen songs and like listen to the sold out, just the guitars, just the vocals were that layering that they would do. It's just like, it's inspiration and it's, influence. And, I like to do things I do my way that I do, but I love how he does that. And I do a similar thing, but I found my niche in doing things like that where it's just that nerd stuff and like the music where it was cool that he saw all that or heard all that. I mean, not blatant intentionally, but it's in
Whether
there. Hell
whether
yeah,
it's
man.
intentional or not, when you listen to it a lot, I think it bleeds over into the music and
Oh,
it
dude, I don't give a fuck. I'm like, me and
yeah.
Mike are working on some stuff. I'm like, dude, let's take it from the Black Sabbath part. You know what I mean? It's like this part right here. Yeah, this is like, never say die. thrill of it all. Like,
Yeah,
just that group. Come on, Bill Ward, man.
that's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
So
it's cool. It's fun.
what's gonna happen to that record? Are you guys gonna end up releasing it?
The
The
Sony one.
yeah,
Well, this is the whole point of why I wanted to do this years ago, but this is the whole point of why I started doing You Need It without John, and asked Mark to do it, start doing it, is because I had that set up like in 20 whatever, dude, like 14 or something now, 15. Like I had it set up because we were doing stuff with John. We did a couple of Euro tours or something, good shows. It was rad. Like, dude, we could do that all day and like be fine. Everybody would have like a nice house.
yeah,
So we were busy. It was cool. So I reached out to Sony. I talked to our old A&R guy, said, "Hey man, we're doing all this stuff. Like, sell me the record, give me the record, or let's put it out." And they were like, "Let's put it out." And cool. I met with them. We sat down, me, Mike, and John with him, and went through all the details. They found it. They couldn't find it at first. Then they found the tapes. Rick Rubin has them in his vault. Okay, we have the tapes. Um, it's cool. Everybody do all the other shit you're doing. That's fine. It's not like back in the day anymore. Do everything you're doing. Just like, let's do this. We're gonna do like a world tour, Europe, this, and somebody drugged their feet, and so it fell through. They were like, "Call us when you're active again."
fuck.
So that's why I'm like, "Yeah, dude, like everything, second chance, let's go. We're gonna put it out. You're gonna tour and boom, 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 boom. All the rad shit, the real deal. Here's your second chance." Dude, like double stat. You know what I mean? Like, dude, I had it all swarp and down. Like, so this is in response to that. And it just same thing. It turned out to be the right time, the right guy. Mark's awesome. He's badass. What he does to the music is like, dude, when you hear this shit, it's so excited about it. But to be okay, look, all right, we've done Europe consistently now. It's built every time we go, it's building, building, building. And you can see it in like, numbers, and we just got to hit up about this other thing. Anyway, but once I get these mixes and this record done and this and that, and we're gonna do Europe again, be like, all right, look, man, we've been active this song, boom, 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 here you go, let's do it. Same thing. Give it to me, sell it to me, or let's put it out. This version, this is the new shit. We'll put out that too. We'll tour this because this guy can sing all that, no problem. And let's get it on.
Yeah,
And I know they will. So it's a good thing. The work's being done. It's the right time. That's all I'm trying to focus on right now is just getting all these songs done. So
fuck yeah.
this is another song we're gonna do that is, if you can hear it, but
I don't hear anything.
oh, wow, that's good. I'll send you a thing you can Photoshop it in.
Yeah,
Another, you need a song that I wrote in that era of for the working man. That was another song for that record. So I'm like, dude, let's do the song. When I sent it to Mark, and dude, he came up with killer vocals, and me and Mike, we just retracked the drums. Like we're retracking it, you know, quality. So I have like a demo version that we did in this room actually. Back in the day when we were like rehearsing and writing for that record, we bought a bunch of recording shit and just like demo stuff out. ADAT, back when
yeah.
not ADAT. What's the other little tape? ADAT was the VHS one.
It was just a dat.
DAT, yeah, just DAT tapes. But we would demo everything out, and some of the demos are like I have them. We'll probably at some point I'll probably dump that down too and put that out on vinyl or something because it's all those original demos from that record, and they're cool. It's just probably like 8 mics. We bought like a and just in the room and just it was really cool. Another like
Oh yeah.
rad era. You know what I mean? Making doing that and with minimal send them demos and they would come check us out here and there and then they're like, all right, let's go. And then we did like, I don't know, a week or two pre-production in Hollywood. What's that place called? Rehearsal place. Well, we sat there with George, the producer, and like nitty gritty everything and structures and like, all right, man, let's go do it now. Fine tune, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Y-
But it was
Yeah.
fun.
Fine tune. Everything needs a
Yeah.
fine tune.
Yeah, man. Sometimes like, things like I give him like on King, that solo or that music break, like he pushed me to do that. He's like, I need something right here, man. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, you know what? You're fucking right. And I remember sitting in here and working on it and came up with that doom, doom, doo, 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 that little solo thing, melody. And I'm like, thank you, George,
Hell yeah. Funny,
Yeah.
sometimes you get that push at the right time and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
there it fucking is, you know?
Or just that outside ear that you get stuck to it in a certain way. We're like, hey man, I need something right here, man. Something cool right here, man.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, you're right. And then I remember just sitting on the couch with my baritone and like this thing popped out and I'm like, wow, thank you. Thank you, Riff Gods from Outer Space, sending me that and George being like, and it all just came together. And I love that. It's probably my favorite little music breaks, I've done.
Fuck yeah. That's fucking
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah.
So I assume, are you driving in on the 30th for the weekend?
No, I am going to drive. I just bought a big giant high roof extended Ford Transit that I'm pimping out into like stealth camper slash tour vehicle. But I'm going to drive that out because I'm going to, help with the shows. And I'm going to come out the 29th
Okay.
early as possible and hang out. And I have some friends there and, go to dinner, have some drinks, see something cool that's there that's not drunk people on Fremont and,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Well, I fly in on the 29th too.
Oh, cool, man. Yeah, hit me up. Like I'm doing my research now. Like, oh, let me go find this. It's mostly going to be like where all the good food's at. Let me find this weird badass restaurant or what's the best this that or like
Dude,
chicken bar.
I've been doing the same thing. There's this Japanese place. I think it's Gyu or something. It's GYU. And they do those Japanese like souffle pancakes. I'm like, that's what I fucking want. I just want
Oh, dude, send me a link, man.
all
Send
right,
me a link,
for sure.
or I'll meet you there. But yeah, I'm gonna like that's what I want to find. Like, what's
Yeah.
the food? What's the good food? And or the atmosphere. Like, what's a cool trippy or what I do too on tour when I'm touring like it's like stupid like days off. I'll find the barcade. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
whatever. Like we're in Philly. I'm like, dude, I found this rad barcade. Took an Uber there. Good food. Dude, all the rad games. Not like they did it right. Cool brew pub. I think it's actually this corporation now. They have them. I've seen them in major cities. Same thing. Like Salt Lake. Uh,
We've
found this
got
rad barcade.
we've got one here called Rec Bar.
Yeah. Denver. There's one called One Up. Like first
Oh
player
yeah,
up.
that's
Like
cool. Yeah.
there's two of them actually. Like one downtown, kind of more in the hood, or and then there's another one by the stadium. And last time I was in Denver because Eddie, our old bass player from back in the day, Magic, he was in the House of Broken Promises too. Um, he lives out there, so we always hook up. And we went to both of them this time. And dude, it was a blast. Like, yeah, the one in the hood is like I like that one kind of better. Super fun,
Fuck
you
yeah.
know. Even if it's a fucking Dave and Buster's, let me go in there and shoot some hoops or something. You know what I mean? Like just
We'll
to
have
kill
some
some
steam. Just
time
have
and
some fun. Yeah.
yeah, man, turn the brain off, get something good to eat, and like, and then find something cool, like whatever city you can, where if you are in something, there's something cool. A museum, like I'll do that stuff. whatever is the classic. There's something old here. Let's go see it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I tell you, you come through fucking Louisville and I'll take you to some places. There's so much history here, mainly around of course Louisville Sluggers and
Yeah.
tons of like bourbon history.
All right. Dude, I watched that documentary on that where they were stealing the whiskey. What
They
whiskey?
stole Pappy Van Winkle. Yeah.
Pappy Van Winkle. Have you watched that?
Yeah.
Ah, so good. It's so
It's
crazy.
so fucking wild. And
Dude, it's so
so
good.
so they started doing that. They started saying like everything is they're running out of everything. So now prices have fucking increased and you're like this bottle, there was a bourbon that I drank. Oh, I gotta think. Noah's Creek, Rowing Rowing Creek. But it was like when I started drinking, it was like 25 or 30 bucks a bottle. The last time I went to go buy a bottle of it, it was like 70. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I thought you were gonna say like 300.
oh no, thank God it
I have
wasn't
a
that.
bottle
But
of I have a bottle of what the fuck do I got? Oh, not too much of a whiskey. I mean, I had my day of Jack Daniels, but Buffalo Trace. Have you tried that?
yep, they've
That's not anything crazy, but
Buffalo
it's
Trace,
good.
that's actually one of the better like facility tours that they do around here.
Oh, rad.
They take you into like the because at Buffalo Trace is where they make Pappy. So
Oh,
you go in the fucking Rick House and they've got all the different, shits
that's
in
maybe
there.
that's maybe that's why I got it. I forget.
Yeah,
Wow, I did. That's cool.
it's super cool. And they
I've
do
done the
the
I've done the
Blanton's
Jack
room.
Daniels one.
Oh
A
yeah,
what room?
Blanton's. Another,
Oh,
it's another fucking bourbon, but it's like it's small batch. They do well. Last time I was there, like pre-pandemic, so 2017 or 2018, I guess. And they labeled each bottle by hand, which
oh wow,
is real cool. Um,
that's rad.
I've done the Jack
Blanton,
Daniels
that's what it's
tour.
called.
Oh yeah,
Wow. Yeah, it was like a Godsmack tour. We had like 5 days off or something in the middle of a tour. Weird. So like I flew to Nashville. I'm like, I'm not gonna go home. I'm gonna just go home and sit at home. This is I was single and just like I'm like, man, I'm gonna hang out. So flew to Nashville. I had a couple of friends in Nashville, hung out with my friends, and I'm like, that was maybe 45 minutes away or an hour away. I don't know. It was close enough. I'm like, fucking, I'm there. Let's go. And it was cool, man. I had a blast. It's in that little town. It's a trip, like
yeah,
because
Litchfield.
it's a dry county, but you can get. It's just so weird, and like the jail where like Johnny Cash was arrested in that jail, and like all the little like lore. It's a trip, man.
So much
It's a
history,
trip.
especially
Yeah, man.
when it comes to bourbon. Like, that's where like all the fucking racing, the stock car racing came from was them fucking running bourbon.
Yeah, dude. Another thing I found out from my mom. I was taking care of her. Is I guess on my dad's side, my grandfather was one of those guys, and he because there's a C, I forget his name, C. He was like one of the first like NASCAR or whatever.
Mhm.
But I guess my grandfather, he got busted. Like they were robbing a train to get the sugar to make the moonshine. But they got caught and like, but then they used to race the car, drive the cars and deliver the shit. I'm like, what? I never heard this. What the fuck? And I look it up and then I found some guy that was like a early version NASCAR something C. I was like, what the fuck? Am I related to this guy?
Yeah, that shit's cool. All that history is really
It's
fucking
trippy.
cool. Like, I think all too often we don't think about how things are connected, and then I'm not a big like history nerd, but I get on my tangents where I'm like, ooh, I want to fucking check that out, and I something like that, the fucking Pappy thing. Oh, well, shit,
Yeah,
I want to find out more about that because this is the big rave right now. So you dig
yeah,
into it and it's like, oh, it's connected to 12 other things. And you're like, I had
yeah,
no fucking clue.
yeah. And then you buy a bottle of Buffalo Trace just because that's the closest one
Because
to
you're
it.
there. Yeah.
That's cool because it's like because I'm not gonna spend however much Pappy fucking that shit is.
Dude, we were at a charity event, and some dude paid $4,000 a bottle for
Wow.
I think a 12 and a 15 year.
I mean, they were up to like what, like 10, 15, 20, 30, shit like that, weren't they?
No, I don't think they ever got
Not that?
that much, but that
I thought they got up there. I thought they got up there to like,
no, they're
uh,
expensive, but like if you could find them retail, so at least here locally they do like lottery to be able to purchase it at the retail price. So um you go into this lottery with thousands of other people to be able to buy 100 bottles or that are available. And retail, I think the 23 year was 250 bucks. But
oh,
you
that's not bad.
no, you buy it for that, you fucking can turn around and resell that. I saw
For
one.
like 5 grand.
Well, it was listed at like 7 grand for the 23
Yeah,
year. I'm
yeah.
sure that it's sold, but I don't know what it sold for. And I was just like, holy fuck, dude. Uh,
I know. Can you buy, you can only buy one bottle?
yeah, that you're
Yeah,
capped, and you have to win the lottery in order to purchase it.
yeah.
So I
That's a
had
tough call. I kind of want to like try it and then, but like 7,000, I'm like, I'd rather have 7,000 bucks.
yeah, well, if you want to try it, it's not going to cost you 7,000.
Yeah.
You can get a shot of it. Uh, let's see, I had a shot of the 20 year, and I think it cost me 75 bucks.
Oh, okay.
A
I'll
lot
do that.
better, a lot better than 7 grand.
Yeah, yeah. I'll take the 7,000.
Yeah.
I'll sell it for the 7,000. I'll be like, I put that towards a paint job on my hot rod. I'm fixing my hot rod up, finally doing a restore. So
Hell yeah.
yeah, I've I have this 1957 Ford Fairlane 500 that I got back in the early days of Unida. It's on the Coping with the Urban Coyote cover. That's my car, and I had it parked and covered. I just drive it every day, but then it just started nickel and diming me,
Yep.
And I had kind of like a destitute period, and I just had to park it, but I kept it, and I finally like, what the fuck am I waiting for? And just I've been saving money, and like it's off at the guy, like disc brakes, new engine, new tranny, AC. It's like new everything, new wiring harness, this, that, just ground up a restore. So it's going good.
It'll be fun
Stoked
to
on
get
that.
that back.
Dude, I can't wait, man. I can't wait. Like that's been my baby and it's been like another like thorn in my side. Like I gotta get that back going. But it's gonna be so like like all the suspension torn apart and redone, every rubber, every this, coil over shocks for the front end, disc brakes, Wilbur with disc brakes, like everything like
Fuck yeah.
dits. Yeah, man. You know.
I was always drawn to like the 60, what was it, 65? No, maybe the 67 fastbacks, the Mustang fastbacks.
Oh yeah, dude. 69, all that. I love those, man.
Yeah.
That
Uh,
California special wasn't like that. That was like the other body. But dude, I bought with the scoops on the side too. Like
oh yeah.
I think the 69 is when yeah, those are my fave.
Those were bad. Yeah, I
Oh,
think the California Special were the Mach 1s, what, early 70s, like 71, 72. Is that right?
no, they were like they weren't the Mach 1s. I didn't like the Mach 1s. I thought
I
those
didn't
were
either.
ugly as shit.
Yeah.
No, they're more of like the 60s body style.
Okay.
Um yeah, just that classic Mustang bottle, but it was just a little more pissed off version, different tail lights with the little scoop. They were cool, man.
Those were cool.
I don't know.
You know,
Look it up.
I think those, mid late 60s, those first fucking Mustangs, dude, were to me, that's like the epitome of a fucking muscle car. you look at them, especially like those 65s that were just like, it just reminded me of like this fucking bulldog that was ready to like fuck you
Yeah.
up,
Yeah.
you know?
Yep. Yep. That's on my list. I've always liked that what's that one movie Mustang? Eleanor?
Hmm.
What year is that?
69, I think.
Is that what it is? Yeah, something like that. That one's sick.
I'm gonna
There's
look because I think that's what it
yeah,
is.
they do a car show. They do a lot of car shows out here, but I remember going to one and they had one of those there, and I was like, dude, just
71.
everything about it. 71. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
And they had one. I was like, wow. It was so color, the gray, everything about it. I was like, so sick.
Yeah, Gone in 60 Seconds. That was a cool flick.
Yeah, yeah. That car was sick.
Fuck yeah.
There's those certain
Gosh.
cars like, fuck.
Yeah, I think the first thing I remember drawing me to those late 60s Mustangs was uh 21 Jump Street with Johnny Depp. His fucking Mustang in that. That was dope as shit.
Yeah, there's some good ones, man.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, that was cool. Okay, Arthur, I gotta rock, dude. It's getting late.
All right.
My
Yeah,
morning
man. Thank
tomorrow's
you.
early. Nah, thank you. I appreciate you taking time out of your night
It
to
was
come
a
and hang
good
out.
it was just good two dudes fucking talking just talking.
Talking shit. Yeah, for sure.
Just talking, man. Yeah. Thank you so much, brother. Appreciate it, man. Send me the link and send me the link to that
That
Japanese
restaurant.
pancake
Oh
thing or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
Fuck yeah.
And then I'll be
Yeah.
there. Hit me up.
Hell yeah, dude. I'll see
All
you
right,
here in a
brother.
few weeks,
Cheers.
brother. See ya.
Have a great night.
You too.